Okay, good evening, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and get started. It is 6:30 on the dot, and so first order of business is calling the meeting to order, and then we're also gonna do our flag salute. So we're gonna I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. 2.0 board member oath of office. So we are going to have Miss Cheryl Steely come up and we're going to have our new board members take their oath of office.
It's over here. Here first.
Michelle, did you want to right here?
Yeah, we'll do it from the flag. Eric will get a picture for us. We're gonna do them individually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Eric Osborne,
I, Eric Osborne,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Oregon and the laws thereof,
the Constitution of the State of Oregon and the laws thereof,
and the policies of the Crook County School District.
and the policies of the Crook County School District.
During my term,
During my term,
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the responsibilities of school board member
discharge the responsibilities of school board member
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability. Oh, guys, I have it memorized by this.
I know.
My daughter asked me today, yesterday if I did.
I don't have a moment, right? Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Scott
I,
Cooper,
Scott Cooper,
do solemnly
do
swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the
that I will support the Constitution
United
of
States,
the United States,
the Constitution of the State of
the
Oregon,
Constitution of the State of
and the
Oregon,
laws
and
thereof,
the laws thereof,
and the policies of the
and the
Crook County
policies
School
of the
District.
Crook County School District.
During my term,
During my term,
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge responsibilities of school board member
discharge the responsibilities of school board
to the
member
best of my
to
ability.
the best of my ability, so help me God.
Okay, Miss Kelsey.
On it.
You're about to slide candidates. Eric.
Okay, all right. I, Kelsey Swift. I, Kelsey Swift, do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I will support. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the State of Oregon. The Constitution of the State of Oregon. And the laws thereof. And the laws thereof. And the policies of Crook County School District. And the policies of the Crook County School District. During my term. I will faithfully and impartially. I will faithfully and impartially discharge the responsibilities of school board member. Discharge the responsibilities of school board member to the best of my. To the best of my ability. All right, Kevin, raise your right hand. I, Kevin Bradley,
I, Kevin Bradley,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Oregon,
the Constitution of the State of Oregon,
and the laws thereof,
and the laws thereof,
and the policies of the Crook County School District.
and the policies of the Crook County School District.
During my term,
During my term,
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the responsibilities of school board member
discharge the responsibility of school board member
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Cheryl. Okay, board, moving on to election of officers, we're gonna do roll call to establish a quorum. So Ms. Tammy, we have all 5 board members here. And then now we're going to do the election of the board chair. Do we have any nominations?
Madam Chairman, I nominate Jen Knight to be board chair.
I'll second.
Motion. Okay, do we have any other nominations? Okay, we have a motion on the table for Jennifer Knight to be board chair in a second. Do we have further discussion? Okay, let's go ahead and do roll call vote. Kelsey,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yeah.
and Eric.
Yes.
Okay,
We have to vote.
I do have to vote. Yes, okay.
Was that awkward enough for you?
Yes, thank you very much. Worse than normal. Okay. I'm so sorry. I knew I was gonna do it at least once. Okay. Election of vice chair. Yeah, at least I didn't call him Steve, right? Election of vice chair. Do we have any nominations?
I'll nominate Scott Cooper.
I'll second.
Okay. Do we have any more? Okay. We have a motion for Scott Cooper to be vice chair, and we have a second. Do we have further discussion? Okay, roll call vote. Kelsey,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Yes.
Kevin, Eric,
Yes.
and Jennifer, yes. Okay, so it doesn't look like we're moving far. Okay, 4.0 agenda additions, deletions, or revisions and agenda approval.
Madam Chair, I move to adopt the agenda as revised to remove the enrollment report, add the hiring of Michael Sharif and Nathaniel Denton. And add a Cascade Bargaining Council collective bargaining.
Okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion to adopt the revised agenda with the revisions of what Mr. Cooper has stated, the enrollment report minus the enrollment report, and then adding 2 hiring of certified, and then the Cascade Bargaining Council collective bargaining agreement. And we have a second. Do we have further discussion? Okay, let's vote. Kelsey?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Kevin?
Yes.
Eric?
Yes.
And yes as well. Thank you. Okay. Recognition. I'm gonna turn this over to Dr. Hoff.
Yes, and I'm gonna call up Grace Budry, if you wanna come on. So one of the things I heard Grace's story, I wanna say about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And Grace exemplifies what I want our school district to be about, where every student has their own path. And every student gets to choose what a path, and we have options that allow those students to be successful. And Grace is a perfect example of that. She, I believe, OSET and FFA, very, very active, very busy outside of school life. And they found that actually Grizzly Mountain Homelink worked best for them. And I'm proud to announce that Grace is our first GMH student, and with the group of all our students that earned their associate's degree while at her county, or at Grizzly Mountain Homelink. Let's give her a round of applause. So Grace earned her Associates of Science through COCC and is gonna go on to Oklahoma State University to go continue all those awesome activities. So
What are you
she.
gonna study, Grace?
I'm gonna study agricultural law.
Oh, cool. So it really, when I heard about Grace, I just said, I have to get her in front of the board, because as we look at senior year opportunities and dual credits and AP, and it was just such a great reminder that every student has their own pathway, and we need to support and let students like Grace thrive and fly as high as they can. So really proud of Grace. Grace, we already got you up on the wall for July. We've got a special copy for you here, and then you have to take your picture. So come over.
Get to.
All right.
Good.
1, 2, 3. All right, I got a few. All right, what questions does the board have for
You
Grace?
described that as an Associates of Science degree. Is that a subset of the Associate of Arts transfer degree, or is it the same thing?
It's just, I think it's pretty much the same thing. It's just, so we looked at Oklahoma State. I knew that's where I wanted to go. And I know I wanted to do agricultural law. So we kind of looked at what credits I needed for Oklahoma and what would transfer to Oklahoma out of that. And so the Associate of Science is what encapsulated the most of those credits that would transfer over that I needed. And so it's just the most useful for me,
Are they taking all of your Cook County credits?
just about all of
And
them.
how many is that?
60.
Whoa,
How many?
60,
Oh.
60.
impressive. So are you entering as a junior then?
Wow.
How old?
I'm 18.
Congratulations.
Would cheer for your mom too.
Woman who was here on the same day.
So we also try to recognize a staff member each time, and this person came to mind even before I knew we needed someone for the July meeting. And this was, I want to say at our May meeting, Eric was here, he came in and he was coming in from Mr. Eric Ryan is our tech director, but he was coming in, he had just coached the varsity tennis team. And then he was taking pictures for us, and Eric exemplifies what we want in all our staffs. Going above and beyond, committed to our students, and finding ways to connect with students in any way, shape, or form. I doubt there's any other district in the state that their director of technology is also coaching their boys tennis team. So Eric we're just so grateful for him. We've set a goal. We want to be the best AI school district in the state, and Eric's going to lead that charge for us. So we are so grateful to have Eric on our team, and we wanted to recognize him. I don't know.
Of course. You're not smiling, Joel. Your birthday?
You should use the selfie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So before I call up our next recognition, which is the Crook County Track Club, I wanted to start with this photo, which I came across. Because it's such a testament to the track club coaches as well as the students bringing their friends in, getting students connected. So you'll see in 2002, and I was looking at this earlier today, 22, they filled one row. We got one row at the courthouse. And then you look a year later, they bumped up to 2.5, 3 rows. You get to 2024, 4 rows. And I think we're gonna have to find a new place to take the picture because we're running out of rows and steps. So that is such a testament to these coaches and building that culture where students want to be and have a place where they belong and feel connected and are doing something really, really cool. So first I'm going to bring up Coach Hildebrand and the rest of the coaches. And Coach Hildebrand will introduce the coaches and then we'll bring the students up. So Coach Hildebrand, come on up. So you just want to introduce your coaches.
So, like I say, our program doesn't work without an amazing coaching staff. So this is Jesse, he's first year coach with me and done an amazing job and what an extraordinary help. My son Hayden Hilbrand, and he moved home at the right time and I was like, guess what you're doing? Stepped up and led charge with me. Corey's been with me the last 2.5 years and amazing what these guys do. I mean, like I say, unheard of. And this year we had the honor of adding 2 of not just great coaches, but I mean, great trap shooters themselves. Kyle McKenzie and James Todd. And without these guys, I could not do what we do with this team. So this is my coaching staff.
Here's my thought. Let's get a picture with the coaches and then we'll have the coaches down, bring the students up. Then we'll do an everyone. All
Smile, pal.
right, let's give it up to the coaches. Now let's have our student athletes come up. You want to
Give them up here. So, I'll kind of start here and I'll just go through the kids. This is Connor. He shot with me from the very beginning. So he's a 3-year athlete with me. We, actually started accepting the kids when they, entering into the 8th grade. And so they could shoot with me for 5 years if it carries through. So Connor's one of the originals. And hopefully, Michael just joined the team this year, Mike Sheeling, amazing young man, and like I said, these guys are amazing. We do all the work. I show up and they make fun of me, and they do their job, and they're doing great too. Miss Emma, she's our little firecracker. She actually goes to the Bend School District, but they don't offer a team, so she gets to shoot with us. So I love it. Piper. She's for our second year.
Yeah.
You won't stay with us last year. Miss Aiden. 3-year, 2.5.
Same.
Yeah, 2.5. Leland, one of my seniors this year. Unfortunately, he won't be back next year, but he was kind of second year. Joined the second year of the team starting, and I shot with him.
Your favorite.
Audie, a football kid that just followed me into trap. Or actually started trap when I caught me in football. Piper, or Piper's brother. Piper. I shoot everything. Yeah, that's why Wayne doesn't talk. Then we got Cameron. First year on the team. Devin, joined in the fall last year and shot with us in the spring. Then we got Roman, which he's gonna be one of my 5-year kids. Obviously, we had 45 kids to begin with. We took 36 to state. Ended up with a nail biter between us and Baker, and they pulled it out by 2 birds. So we ended up getting second to state. So, but it's all these guys that do the work, not me. So.
Amazing.
Let's get If you want to stand on the side, we'll get an all together.
Okay, check.
Yeah. If you be able to turn your.
Hayden, you gotta go.
I got
every time.
You or you.
Up there right here.
Alright.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Wait, hold on, sorry, Joel. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, before we take off, we got a couple questions from the board.
I just wanted to say to the group that I think this is the first time in all the times we've had teams appearing in front of us, that we've had teams show up in a uniform shirt like that. And it looks sharp, really sharp, and thank you for representing.
Appreciate it. Hayden actually designed the shirts, jerseys for us.
Oh, really?
So,
They look great.
well, thanks.
Should do it for the rest of the team.
Try.
Kevin has a question for you.
Y'all give lessons.
Man. Come on out. We're glad to have any one of you guys come shoot with them.
Where are you shooting at? now?
We're shooting at the Bend Trap Club. Right now, we're in the works, getting property and getting something here. But like I said, right now, it's a great facility and.
Mhm.
Before you guys take off, we have to thank, I know that parents and families play such a huge role in this.
Yeah.
So let's give the Trap Club parents and families.
And certain coaches' wives, right? Wayne?
He's amazing.
Real note.
Like I say, she doesn't get to see me like 9 months out of the year, there's football and trap.
I have something. So the kids that went to nationals, wanna raise your hand?
Oh, yeah.
We have 2 of the 3 that went to national. They literally just flew. One of them flew in. You guys both playing today? Yeah, they just got back and nationals is held in Mason, Michigan every year. And it's an invite only that you get to go. It's a huge
job.
honor. And so you guys wanna tell them how you did?
Yeah.
For our first year ever doing it, or any Central Oregon team, I think we did really well because we had kind of no idea what we were doing, to be honest. Especially since we didn't have a full team there, we didn't get to shoot as much as we probably wanted to, and we really hope we can get a full team there next year. Cause I think that would be so much more fun having the people. But I think we did overall pretty well as individuals.
And Jackson Otis is the third shooter that went with them, and he is only an 8th grader.
Oh my gosh.
He shot an
He
80
great too. He did 88.
88 out of 100,
Mhm.
and then Piper, would you shoot out of 100?
84 with
And-
and 25.
That's right, and then Emma? 79? Yeah. So it's impressive, it's a huge, what is it, 3,000 kids, I believe?
Is it?
They have there, it's
less than
3,000. Yeah, it's phenomenal, yeah,
And this was the only Central Oregon team that went?
correct.
The first Central Oregon team ever, right? Is that what
No,
you said?
we actually
Had-
had 200 kids go before.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's great.
And it's a feat for their parents because, I'm saying, it's expensive if you fly all the way back there, shoot 100 birds and. It's a great experience, right?
Yeah, it was fun. It'll be more fun. We have more people with us. So we're gonna get more of our team to come and compete as a team as well. Which should be fun.
There's a few more spots on those steps, so we'll get some more. Let's give them a round of applause. And you guys are welcome to stick around for the morning. Now is actually a good opportunity if you don't want to stick around. Well, there you are.
absolutely. How are you?
Yep, see you.
It's okay though.
Missed out on
Take it.
intercom. Barn, the film. One missed.
Just so you thought of it. That's amazing. It's really neat. Makes me wanna go try harder when we go. I know, and I know that they've been trying to work on it too, so it's just, we'll have to. Okay, lots of work to do. Okay. Here we are. That was fun. Thank you, Dr. Hoff. Was that great? Those are my favorite. Okay, board annual organization actions. Board chair, why me? 6.1, school board meeting schedule. Yep, there's a schedule. Looks good. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay, has everybody had a chance to look at it? It's always on a Monday. That's good. We did switch that October is in Paulina instead of November. Then we'll go to Brothers in April. The rest of them are at the district office.
November OSBA. Could you cross check that? Is that often conflicts?
Let me look here real quick. Oh. Yeah. Mhm.
That's school holiday.
Which day?
October 13th. Just asking if it's a school holiday, because I don't know if that impacts.
Definitely impact.
Columbus Day. Is what it says on mine. 3 times.
13th is a school day.
Huh?
October 13th.
It's a school day.
Okay.
Okay.
Good question.
Then, what did you, oh, OSBA. You just got a thing on that, I thought in mail. OSBA.
It's November 6th through 8th.
November 6th, so we prior. Okay.
Chairman, I move to adopt the school board meeting schedule for 25-26.
Okay,
I'll second.
all right, we have a motion on the table to adopt the school board meeting schedule as is with a second. Do we have further discussion? Okay, we'll go ahead and vote. Kelsey?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Kevin?
Yes.
Eric?
Yes.
And I, yes, as well. Thank you. Okay, 6.2 school board roster. Please check to make sure all of the things about you are correct. And then when you're ready, if everything's good,
How'd you get a term towards 2029?
Where we ran again.
But shouldn't it be through 2027?
No,
No, we have
They're
2
4-year
year terms.
terms.
Scott had a 4.
You
Yes.
are,
Well.
Oh. he's special already.
make that or not, who knows? Probably be dead before I.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
It's a whole position. Yeah, motion to approve the roster? Okay, I move to approve the school board roster.
I'll second it. So we have a motion and a second to approve the school board roster as is. Is there further discussion? Okay,
No.
let's vote. Kelsey?
Yeah.
Scott?
Yes.
Kevin? Eric?
Yes.
And I, yes, as well. I'm gonna struggle. Yes. Don't know why. Okay. Good, we're moving on to Anna. Yes, Anna, 6.3.
Resolution number 1 for the current fiscal year is it's an annual resolution that we have to do each year. It's good for 1 year. And it just authorizes, as required by law, individuals and organizations. And I've already, for the printed version, I've already replaced anything that has bracketed board chair with Jennifer Knight. So, the motion to approve or to adopt this resolution should include the edit for the board chair to be changed to Jennifer Knight. And I did that when I say I've already done it. I did it during the meeting just now.
Literally,
Yes.
just did, okay.
You want somebody to make a motion to adopt resolution 01 incorporating Jennifer Knight as the board chair.
Yeah.
You want someone to make that.
Somebody. 5 people.
I will make a motion to adopt the annual resolution for designations and authorization with the edits to the board chair, including the name of Jennifer Knight.
So.
It's weird to say that. All right, so we have a motion to adopt and a second. We have further discussion? All right, Kelsey, Scott,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Jen, yes. It's approved. Thank you. 6.4.
6.4 is just a very simple resolution that allows, we do this every year. It allows us to, do fund accounting basically, and without it, we didn't be able to do, so. At least in this school district, just because we have fund accounting where funds intermingle and borrow from each other as a natural result of the way that our accounting works. So I would appreciate a motion from the board to adopt resolution number 2.
I motion to adopt resolution 02/2025 through 2026.
I second. Okay, we have a motion and a second on the table. Is there further discussion? Okay, so the motion is to adopt the resolution 02/2025-2026. So Kelsey,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
and yes as well. Thank you, Miss Anna.
Thank you.
For that.
And then Jen, before we go on with the consent agenda, I have a script.
Okay,
Okay. Before we proceed with the consent agenda, as my spouse is a counselor at CCHS and is covered by the 2025 through 2027 Cascade Bargaining Council Collective Bargaining Agreement in accordance with ORS Chapter 244 and Policy BBFB, I have a potential conflict of interest and will be recusing myself from both the discussion and the vote on item 7.14. While a class exemption may apply, I am choosing to recuse myself to avoid any appearance of a conflict. There.
so I get that you're recusing yourself
Yep,
from that part.
that's the net.
Okay. Because I couldn't remember all what you just said. Okay, so Kelsey's recusing herself from the 7.13.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Madam Chairman, I move to adopt the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion to adopt with Kelsey recusing herself and a second. Do we have further discussion? Okay, Scott,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
and Eric,
Yes.
and yes as well. So. Let's see, okay. Wow, that seems like it just went so fast. And we're back to Anna.
So for a second, kind of work through all these, these pages, to touch on that. So we get to 8.1 in the packet. So, we're in kind of a middle place in the finances where the previous fiscal year, 24-25 has ended. I'm still gonna keep reporting on that just because it's not final. There will still be things that will happen. Payroll is all posted, but there may be adjustments as we finalize some grants and things have to move around. We still have invoice payments and credit card statements that'll continue to post. And then there's annual journal entries. And then the audit for 24-25 is scheduled for early October. And then I will present to you the audited financial report in either November or December, depending on how fast we can get that done. So it's still, the report that I give you, if you look on page 3, it's still just a projection and it's just updated projections. So there are some minor changes that have gone through. There's a lot of salaries and wages and payroll taxes and benefits that I had estimated might occur that I now know won't occur. So all those numbers have been adjusted. And like I mentioned last month, the transfers line is where any excess money would go. So the kind of the schedule for the summer is for the next finance reports, the August finance report will be this report again, 24-25 with updated estimates. Then the September report will look completely different. I won't present to you at 24-25 or at 25-26. It'll just be an annual, there's some annual information that's just interesting for you to have. And then in October, after we've done our first payroll at the end of September, all of our encumbrances will be in and we'll have better estimates. I'll give you the first estimate for 25-26. So based on the estimates that I have now, are there any questions on the financial report?
For the benefit of the camera, mostly for folks that can't see all this stuff. Now, I just want to point out that revenues this year came in at $78,695 less than expected overall. But the staff, which is you two largely, brought in expenses at $367,261 less than expected. So we had a net positive of $288,565. So you took a negative and you turned it into a positive, and good for you. Good solid management of the district. And that's in spite of some extraordinary expenses that we did anticipate earlier this year.
We did. There was some savings. Part of that is credit to the board for stopping certain expenditures. Also, some of the savings that we incurred really wasn't a positive thing. It was positions that were just unfilled that just kind of created some extra stress on staff. So that's not something to do on purpose. That is. Thank you for that. Kind words. Also, when you mentioned this, the revenue being under budget a little bit, I do have in here that the federal forest fees won't come in on line 7 as much as we budgeted. Those were approved, but I still don't know if we're going to receive those in time because in order for them to show up on the 24-25, we have to receive that money by August 31st. Otherwise, it'll hit next year's finance report. So that may come in and may not.
And I think it's also important to note that while I am celebrating that we have this surplus here that was created by this Lord. We have a significant budget challenge in the year ahead because we have to do that PERS one more time. So don't get excited about spending it. It's already planned.
Now, the savings in the current year are going to help us next year.
Anybody have any questions?
Is it too early to tell if you're gonna be looking at a similar year next year? As far as having to tighten the belt?
Next year being 25, 26. So we've already made some adjustments to expenses for 25, 26. I'm hoping that we won't have to do that again in 26, 27. But it is a little too early to tell.
And have we got any indication yet, with the opening of the new apartment complexes from the city or anybody yet on what they think that makeup is gonna be? Do they have any projections? A third might have young children, half.
We've had some verbal conversations,
Mhm.
but no data. You know, they would really be guessing based on
Right.
historical.
So they're not taking applications yet or anything? Do we know?
I don't think, because they're not built yet.
Right.
Joel, do you wanna-
Yeah, yeah, it's a really good question because there are some equations that I think cities and, you know, agencies,
Mhm, right.
organizations like ours use to calculate based off, you know, 700 units,
Yeah.
combined 700 unit apartments. So that's something we can check with the city on, especially you think of timeline of
Yeah.
when these are supposed to be done and then people the kind of.
Yeah, I've
referring to
heard
the
different,
Yeah,
some were saying the beginning of the year, but it doesn't look like it
yeah,
if you drive by those sites, but
definitely not by
yeah.
So the one thing I have heard is based off some, I believe there's some reasoning behind it, but the equation would put it at around 200 additional students,
Mhm.
200 to 250 based on 700 apartments.
And what's our capacity look like in our elementary schools? Where are we at right now?
Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking.
Yeah.
So as we start the next school year, we look at each grade level and where those kind of clusters are. And that's something we'll really start to look at really closely as we start next year and students start to show up in August and September.
Okay.
But that's something that I think is worthwhile to report back to the board on, as well as we start to engage in our long range facilities
Mhm.
process next year. That definitely will be a huge consideration.
That is actually an annual discussion that we have in October, I think it's October, where I actually bring to the board enrollment projections and capacity of each building, and then kind of a graph that says, you know, here are the scenarios if it would grow at this percentage,
Okay.
but they're always guesses.
Yeah, sure.
Didn't you also report a couple board meetings ago, we have a bubble that's moving through enrollment, I think it's at 4, 5, 6.
There's
And
a couple bubbles, yeah.
and then our enrollment at the end of the bubble, once the bubble works itself,
Yeah.
gets kind of smaller.
Yeah, well, I think, Anna, a really good point, that October enrollment projection will
Right.
really dive deep into this and bring the board some numbers.
Thank you, Ms. Anna. Okay, 9.0 superintendent update, all Dr.
This is an annual report that I really always enjoy. I find it fascinating. So we do our end of year family survey and staff survey. I'll start with the staff survey. We had 124 respondents. We typically, our staff is about 400, give or take, you know, depending if you're counting coaches and whatnot. So over 25% is actually a pretty statistically significant response rate. So we had the composition, certified employees made up about 60% of the respondents, classified employees made up 32, and then various groups, administrators, district office made up the rest. Location of respondents, the Crook County High School wins the prize. They had 30 respondents, followed by the middle school, Crooked River, and let's see it get lower from there. Let's talk about the highlights, some things that we're really proud of that we saw from our staff in this survey. This is fascinating. I've already shared this with a couple of you. So back in November and December, we, as part of a community engagement grant, we did a separate survey. And one of the questions on that was, CCSD is a great place to work. And you could see people can respond with strongly disagree, all the way up to strongly agree. If you look here in November and December, we had just about 10% strongly agreed with that statement. Now, if you compare that to what we took in June, so a 6 month different, the question was, I recommend my site as a great place to work. So you can see we went from 10% strongly agree, we quadrupled that number and got up to 41%. So you can see the board, the staff, our intentional effort to bring back school culture, let staff feel valued, create stability, really paid off. And it's great when the data actually is there to back it up. So that was a huge celebration. Yeah.
Sorry, but is there, I know you just mentioned, Joel, like a couple reasons why we saw the improvement, which is phenomenal, but is there any kind of more detail? Because it's always like, we talk about solving problems so many times, I'm just like, if something's working, like, how do we also like double down on that? I think that's part of the question.
The biggest thing is having a culture where we listen to staff, right? And having feedback systems where that's, and that's not just district office, that's principals, assistant principals, where staff, whether you're classified, certified, no matter what department you're working on, where if you feel that your supervisor or listens to you, I think that's a big piece. And then I think also, I think it's a ton of little things, right? It's the staff barbecue we did in June. With just being approachable. So I think there's a number of little things that contributed to that, but that's something that Ms. Van Rokel and I are digging into the actual, like the comments data to see what really is working. And then we disaggregate that by building and department to look for trends, to see what's really working.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Yeah. A couple other things we're proud of. This question, I'm proud to work for the Kirk County School District. We had 37% strongly agree and 42% agree, which is around 80% agree. 4 out of 5 staff are proud to work for the school district, which is a really good measure. In comparison, and each year has its own nuances, but this is at in 2022 when that was the last time we were at that height. So it's good to get back to that place where the majority of our staff are very proud to work for our organization. So really good sign there. Another great one, this is around 93-94%. I know what I need to do to be successful in my role. This is credit to our directors, our principals, our supervisors, that expectations are known. Staff know how to be successful. So that's something we're really proud of. And then finally, this one I like, just Smokey Bear was in it. So my supervisor keeps people informed about important things happening in our school, site and district. So we had over 70% agree with that, about 3 out of 4. And communication is gonna be a theme, both internal communication amongst staff, as well as external communication, where we're seeing some mixed data of some positive, but then also a big area for growth. We asked the question, what are you most proud about at your school and site? Staff said number 1 was the strong sense of community and teamwork, dedicated and caring staff, leadership that supports and listens, keeping our focus on students and putting students first was a resounding theme. And then finally, and this is particularly through this year, the resilience and perseverance through challenges. That was a theme that really emerged from staff. Now let's go to the thumbs down. These are growth items for us. I receive appropriate recognition when I do good work. Lord knows I love a good recognition. But this is something that I think we can see an area of growth on, where we're just over, I think 71%, 61%, where we can look at maybe standardizing staff recognitions to make sure there's kind of consistent minimums across the district for continually recognizing people, so it's more of a system. Kind of like we do here at the board meetings, making sure people are recognized. This is another one that goes to communication. The leadership at my school has communicated a vision that motivates me. We're right around 60% strongly agree, so we want to see some growth there. We've talked about launching a district-wide aligned vision and values, so that way there's a common theme and mission throughout the district is our next step on that one. This next one, most of the systems and processes at my school site support us getting work done effectively. This is one that hurts a little bit because we want all of our systems to align with keeping, having things done effectively. So, Ms. Van Rook and I, as part of the admin retreat, each school will take this data and we'll create an individualized school improvement plan based on the feedback and looking at what systems staff say aren't working well. So we'll review that. This was a new question this year. What are your 3 goals you'd like to see the district accomplish next year? Another common theme, improve support for special education, safety and behavior management. That rang true with a lot of staff. Facilities and infrastructure improvements. Continue to enhance staff morale and support. We can see we're actually on a really good trajectory, so we need to continue some of those key habits that we've been doing. This one includes the board, continue stability and consistency in the district departments and school leadership. The turnover in a number of key positions, I think, has weighed on staff, and that came through as a major theme. And then another great one that we've talked about at the board level as well, increase student academic rigor and consistency. And we'll start attacking these issues at our July 9th. 29th board retreat. So any refinements from staff, they said, like I mentioned, urgent need for behavior supports, making sure communication is more consistent. They said inconsistent communication from admin, lack of student accountability or weak enforcement of behavior policies, and safety and facility concerns, and then concerns with sort of more academic standards-based grading, ELO, and scheduling. So getting some clarity around that. Fun fact, we asked them, do you have a best friend at work? And this is actually a scientific question that's used in the Gallup poll. And it's a great, it's correlated very strongly with employee engagement and longevity. So this was the first year we've asked this, and what is it, 57%, 58% of staff do say they agree that they have a best friend at work. So that was a good no. Bree disaggregated this for me. The winner is Steens Pillar. 77% of staff at Steens Pillar, so right around 4 out of 5 say they have a best friend at work. So big indicator of strong culture there. All right, end of year family survey. Kevin Arnold, right? The Wonder Years. So some highlights. This is the summative question that parents ask her. Overall, how satisfied are you with the educational experience? You can see 43% scored us a 5, which is a very, very strong measure. And overall, that 79% of families gave us a 4 or 5. So really high. We've hit, I think the highest I've ever seen is when we hit 83. But we're definitely up there where 4 to 5 families would strongly are satisfied with the educational experience. Very similar question, if given the opportunity, how likely are you to recommend your student's school? So again, we see 51% giving a 5 and then 23% giving a 4. So 3 out of 4 would give us a 4 or 5 to recommend. So some good data there, but something we'll continue to monitor. Here's a celebration. I feel welcome when I come to my student's school. We want every family when they walk in that office to feel they belong there, they're welcome, that it's their school. And great news, we are at 84.5%. So really high numbers there. People are feeling welcome when they come to school. This is one of Leland's classic measures, the overall cleanliness of my school. Another high point, this is 80% said it was excellent or good. So our facilities are staying clean. What are you most impressed with about your child's education? As always, this is a common theme, exceptional and caring teachers. Here we saw people say there is strong communication and family engagement, student growth and academic progress, engaging curriculum, as well as supportive school culture and community atmosphere. Here are growth items. And this gets back to our facilities. So the school's athletic and performing arts facilities are adequate for both students and spectators. Less than 50% agreed with that. So as we shift, when we talk about next steps, we'll share this with the long range facilities committee that Leland will get started this year. and start looking at how we better serve our families with our facilities. If my child was experiencing bullying, school staff responded promptly and handled the situation appropriately. This was an encouraging thing where that yellow is students that parents said, my kid didn't experience any bullying. So of those that did experience bullying, about half of them said it was dealt with appropriately. So we still have a lot of work to do here where students or parents still feel like we could do some bullying support. And I've got a little picture here. This is the Cowboy Way, and we're changing it to the CC Way. But this will be an Align 612 anti-bullying campaign next year that students will be a part of. Kind of, if you remember back in the day, I think it's We Got This or I Got This, where we had an anti-bullying campaign. We'll do something similar to that next year, and we'll be working with Mr. Huffman and Mr. Hayes to get that going. It says kindness is strength. I thought that was an awesome thing. Now, this one I took personally. Because I go and I eat that school lunch at least 3 times a week. So this is one that is always comes up low that we continue to work on. We've tried better marketing of the food. I'm gonna work this year to gotta work with Denny on what I believe, this is just my hypothesis, is that parents reflect on their time, what they had as school lunch. And it was like 1990s fish sticks or chicken nuggets, where we have full salad bars in all of our schools. The lunch is, I'd say, really good most days. So I'm trying to figure out how to get folks in to actually see the food and maybe try some of the food. So that's one of my personal goals for next year is to get this one up.
Could it possibly be not so much what's being offered, but what their kids tell them they ate? Because I know a lot of kids that will look at that salad bar and go, that fish stick sounds good.
If they're anything like the Hoff kids, they definitely will. So what did parents say they want us to improve for next year? They said improve communication across all levels, address bullying and student behavior more effectively. Again, we see facilities come up, facility safety and infrastructure needs attention. Support for academically advanced or students struggling. So that's what we've talked about at the board level is on both sides. Our students really flying in school as well as our students that need support, making sure we're addressing that. And then again, it hurts school lunch quality. So we're working on that one. Fun fact, how do our families like to get their information? So the winner is email. Folks prefer to get emails, and then a close second is text messages. So we'll continue to do those methods to reach out to as many as possible. Finally, our next step, tomorrow morning, I'll email this presentation out to staff. I think it's super important when staff give us their feedback that we share what they said and what we learned. Bree has already started disaggregating reports for schools and departments, so they're looking at their own data. We will create, publish, and monitor improvement plans based on the feedback and data. Principals will make their improvement plan, and we'll actually get those on the website. We're going to incorporate this feedback into our 25-26 board strategic planning. And that's it. What questions does the board have on our survey data?
Well, I think number one, it's really encouraging, and so well done. I would love to see just the work free you're doing and just kind of to understand kind of the double click into the data, but and it'd be helpful to have that before our board retreat, just have a little bit of time to process and
Awesome.
it would be interesting to just to hear from like a couple of administrators, like what their perspective is on some of the big themes that they're seeing too, because one of the things that's really interesting to me is this like behavioral, like bullying, like communication, and it's coming up in a couple different pockets, and would love to hear from people who are actually kind of part of it, but what they're seeing are maybe there's like that anecdotal information that's already involved.
You can definitely bring that up.
Yeah, I think the two things that stood out besides all that, there was a lot of really positive. But back to back from the staff was number one, improve support for special ed safety and behavior, and then you flip it. And then it said urgent need for behavioral support and alternative placement. So that seems to be a pretty high.
Yeah.
Pretty high on their list. I'm certainly not aware, but I will. And this is, might be a reach, but when I look through the wellness, policy, and I saw for, I think it was K-8, I may have that off. But the physical activity, I think, was 150 minutes per week, but then there's something that says at least 50% of the weekly physical education class time in grades K-8 shall be devoted to actual physical activity. And that seems a little.
Yeah.
So what's the other 50% of the 150 minutes? How are they getting that, you know,
Yeah.
how are they getting that out of them?
Well, I think to tie that in with what Kelsey was saying, I think getting staff here
Yeah,
to
yeah.
dig a little deeper, like I think SPED, behavior, communication.
Yeah.
What are we doing and how can we improve in those areas?
Right.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So I don't, it might be a reach looking at that, but I just know that the little ones, if they're not getting enough physical activity, they're likely going to be like herding cats when they're in the classroom.
Just come to my house.
Yeah, mine too.
Well,
Yeah.
even like, even the parent perspective on bullying, like. I know some of it too is like, there's conversations that are kept confidential, and so sometimes there's like perception that nothing has been done. And in fact, there has been things that are done, but because of certain confidentiality. That can't be shared with the parent, so I think. Even kind of understanding, because like 50/50 is pretty significant and like. My hypothesis is that a lot of the complaints that we've historically seen come through here have been kind of a genesis of bullying or a perception that. Like, there was an action requested on the principal and it wasn't done, but. It was, but because of FERPA. So.
Yeah.
And I guess lastly, do we know yet, probably to Anna, are we seeing or going to see cuts in federal dollars for sped?
So nobody knows the answer to that
Okay.
long term.
Right.
There's a general idea that we have another year of funding before, so it's any major changes.
Yeah.
And title is actually going up. Title is not special ed, but
Right.
title is one of the federal funds and it's actually going up a little bit for this year.
That's good news.
Just slightly, but it's not going down.
We'll take the money.
Yeah.
I've got a question for the survey stuff. It seems like it's a common theme, especially surveys and other meetings like with Leland about facilities. We need either major repairs. People are dissatisfied with facilities as well. I almost want to see something put in these surveys that kind of break it out a little bit more and say something along the lines of, if you are dissatisfied, are you willing to volunteer, advocate for, campaign, or vote for some sort of increase to remedy the situation? That might help get some sort of grassroots route going that actually gets some momentum with it.
I think you're spot on where, as we enter in a long range facilities planning next year with potential at some point with the lawn. The people in this room obviously can do some of the work, but we have to do a better job reaching out to the parents, reaching out to communities so that we have partners that are just as invested as we are. So I think you're absolutely right. And building that community coalition is a huge goal that we should look at.
I don't think that should be limited also to just like the facilities question. I think if they were dissatisfied with something. The lunch program, are you willing to volunteer? Are you willing to contribute somehow?
Yeah.
Like, give ideas, give some effort, give some help.
And just related to that question, Eric, I found the responses to that question fascinating, because about half the people said they're satisfied with athletic and performing arts facilities, about half did not respond that they were satisfied. But if they were not satisfied, they didn't choose not satisfied, they chose either neutral or don't know. So what are they trying to tell us?
But maybe they
I
just don't
don't
use
know.
it.
Maybe they're not.
Or they don't use it.
It would be interesting to dig more into that question.
If your
where
child
people
uses this
stand.
facility, where do you stand on that?
We get a lot of anecdotal information that we need upgrades, but it's not squaring with what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
Maybe more direct.
This is only hundred and twenty-three respondents too.
we're low our survey turnout from our families was below average, what we've got the last 5 years. I think part of that is because we did do a survey in November, December as part of that community. So their survey fatigue is a real thing.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we're super mindful of going into next year, where we'll probably just do one end of year one and not a mid-year one, because people do say, hey, I already told you how I was feeling a few months ago. So staff numbers were kind of up. I almost say, I think above where they've been before, but our families did not respond to this very.
Just out of curiosity, why don't we do a student survey in line with this? To get student info,
We certainly,
that would be our number one constituency.
now, if I remember, I think with our last survey, you had us ask students to, so. It definitely
Keep
can.
raising it
and-
until it gets ingrained.
Mr. Cooper, nothing here consistent. So, yeah, that's definitely something we can put in place for next year. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Well, don't we have all that data that was from recently already? Like-
Yeah, so we surveyed students like we did with the rest of the staff and families in November, December. We didn't do an end of year survey with them. I know that also at the high school and middle school, they're also doing listening sessions, but I think, again, doing a full student body survey at the end of the year makes a lot of sense, especially around, this board's talked about what classes they're interested in, because I think we have to stay on the forefront of making sure our classes meet student needs, so.
It'd be good to like, I guess holistically, before we ask for more information, be like, what can we do with the information? Like, I mean. There was a lot of good data even in that November, like. Students that from what you and I had gone over.
Yeah,
Joel,
sure.
and it's like. And it's like, I think it'd almost be interesting to go back to like, even our students be like, hey, this is what we've heard, is this still accurate? Because at least they're like, okay, you read my answer, you
Yeah.
know?
For sure.
And they might be like, yeah, but now AI has exploded since now, and I wanna learn about this through that lens.
Yeah. So no, we'll put that down as an action item to add an end of year survey student like we do staff and family, going along with our students first mantra. It makes a lot of sense. Any other questions on the survey? Had a streak. I haven't had a streak of board presentations in a while. So, okay. I'm gonna start off with a quiz for the board. There's no prize, but who can tell me who that person is with the quote on there?
That's Churchill.
All right, I
That's
think
a little better.
Scott kind of mouthed it, so Kelsey and Scott went when that was, so Winston Churchill said, he who fails to plan is planning to fail. So we are not planning to fail. We're gonna have a strategic planning session on July 29th.
Gonna be so fun.
It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be here. I think looking at Tammy, 5:30 to 8:30, so you book a few hours. Our objective for that one, the board will work collaboratively to identify board focus areas and board goals to inform the development of our strategic plan, which will be implemented, monitored, and reported on throughout the school year. I have no authority to do this, but if you look on your tables, I've created some homework for you. You've got a blue and a yellow folder. The yellow folder contains the previous 5 years of strategic plans and dashboards. I'm reminded, it's always best to continue to be innovative and not always do what you've done before. But it's also a good idea to get a sense of what you've done before and improve off that. So you can look through those between now and then to just get a sense of, especially if you're newer to the board, what the board's focus area has been, what we've measured, those sort of things to kind of generate ideas that you'd want. In the blue folder, Tammy and I have included all the stakeholder feedback. So you've got the November, December report, stakeholder report. You've got the current end of year data report. So I looked, it's about 1,000 different, our fall, winter had 730 responses. Our end of year had 247, so you've got about 970 responses. People that we've asked for their input, so it should help inform what are the people out there kind of looking for from us. That's your homework. There's no recourse if you don't do it. But I thought we'd give you some pre-work to just kind of do some building background before we jumped into that work session on the 29th.
How about like gold star if we complete it?
We'll figure out some gold stars. No, definitely. Should we get any questions as we move on to the next agenda item? So this one, I am very excited about. Eric and I tested out our AI abilities. We took a picture of the empty field and asked AI to put a baseball field in there. So that gives us a kind of picture of what we're shooting for. This only put in one field. We'll actually have two fields, and the home plate will be placed closer to the building. And then we'll have a soccer, we're hoping for a multi-use soccer field on kind of the back corner. This is under development. So real quickly, the community partners we have, Mason Stafford, he was kind of his initial proposal was kind of coordinating some stuff. We've got Chad Swindle and Taylor Northwest. You can see, I initially, when they sent this, I thought this was a heat map, but it's actually a grading plan. So they've put together how to flatten out the fields. We're working with City of Pineville. They've mentioned they'd be interested in purchasing some of the irrigation equipment. So we're working with them as a partner, as well as Leland just met, I want to say on Friday, with Snyder Landscaping. So he's gone out there and done a map of what the irrigation would have to be. As well as Leland's also committed our Pioneer CYC work crew. And Jeff Warren's team, they can actually lay a lot of the irrigation equipment for us. So that would be really cool. So fast facts numbers, we got 5 community partners right now and growing. We're looking to put in 2 baseball fields. There's the arrangement, and then 1 multi-use field. Our timeline has changed a little bit. The one that's in your packet since we've Leland met. So we've got our grading plan. We've coordinated some additional community partners. Right now, I'm presenting to the board. We've got an irrigation plan. The amount that we need to raise in order to pay for all the irrigation equipment came in a little higher than we were expecting. So we're going to build some additional community partners, but we still think we're going to be able to do this. Our plan is we'll spend August kind of securing some final community partners. What I've learned is everyone wants to wait to make sure everyone else is doing it. So we're kind of going around building capacity right now. And I think we're close. So August we'll secure some more donations. And then we're hoping in September, lay irrigation, prep the site and build some more partners. Having fun. It's a exciting one. Like all good projects, you run into a couple of hurdles, but we're pretty certain we're gonna be able to pull this one off. I don't believe we need, if the board wants to make an action, when I presented this in May, the board said come back with a kind of detailed plan. So.
No, it's right, like what are we voting on?
Yeah.
Yeah, with conceptual sketches.
Okay, so we'll come back. Yeah, okay.
Especially if it's community partners and all the things.
I have a slightly related question, very tangential. We had talked in 2022-23 about a community group that was raising funds to build a wrestling room to be attached to the middle school.
Yes.
What has happened to that project?
A really good question. I know Leland has more details. Would you be wondering if you share a quick update?
So, the plans to do that work are actually with the county right now, so they're working on the final plans for the permits. And once we have the plans for the permits, then we just take the donated money, that money can actually roll over into one of our accounts. And if we have enough money, we can start the groundwork and make sure, and we won't start anything that's up out of the ground until we know we have enough money to secure whatever, everything that's gonna have to take place to actually build. So it's possible we could start on the groundwork, probably this fall. Maybe
So the
late spring,
fundraising
fall.
for that's still underway?
That-
Is the fundraising still underway?
They are still fundraising. He's hoping he'll actually raise, well, I should say, not he, the Matt Club's hoping they'll actually raise more money once people see that we're actually moving forward. It's kind of one of those, it's the same thing with this. It's like people don't want to commit money to something if they don't think it's gonna happen. So once we actually try to start breaking ground, they feel like they can get quite a bit more and donations to finish it.
Some exciting time. It's awesome to have the Trap Club there, just as we're trying to create more spaces for students to engage in these activities that keeps them connected to school, keeps them safer. It's like the baseball field, like the mat room. We always run into hurdles, but we know that we're doing the right thing for students and creating awesome spaces for them that will last generations. So it's something that it's a little extra work on the side, but we know it's worth it. So we'll keep the board updated.
Love it. Super cool.
Thanks.
Dr. Hoff.
Get your money's worth out of me tonight. So, board committees. So, each year we annually review the board, committees. With our new board committee policy, the board can implement a new committee at any point. What we did was we listed on the cover sheet the committees that we've done every year. And we just thought we'd give the board an opportunity to go through and have a board representative, assign a board representative for each committee. Classified bargaining, we do have, I believe, a full reopener this spring. So that will be time intensive. So just know that. Certified, we just have a financial reopener in one language item. Calendar committee for those newer board members, that's a great one. You get that done in maybe one session, 1 or 2 sessions. And that's actually kind of fun as you're setting the calendar for the next school year. And then long range facilities planning committee. So if you're interested in our facilities and improving, that's something that Leland will get going. I've also heard talk of, we've done a policy committee in the past. If someone's interested in that, and we don't have to appoint those now, we can do that at work session or really at any point. I've also heard an academic affairs committee, so we can cover these more at the work session, but if you wanted to appoint some now, we could get rid of some. We could assign some.
Madam Chairman, my recommendation would be to kick this off until after we have the retreat. We know what we want to do and then try and divide up the workload around what we want to do rather than recommit people and then have to fill additional committees.
That works for sure.
Because we're gonna know for sure where we're at after we.
Open retreat.
So you just now
If
have
y'all wanna do
Yeah.
classified, certified, and sign up for it now.
maybe just some additional homework, be thinking about your board committees and what you're interested in. And if you have any, I think Scott and Jen, you guys have served on these bargaining committees. If anyone has questions about what it looks like, it is a commitment, but it can be rewarding. So if you have any questions on what these committees look like in the details, just reach out between now and the board session, we can get that going.
Well, I think the other one that's a note is the long range facilities committee, because every single time that we've gone into retreat to talk about facilities, whatever we went in with is not what we came out with. You never know where we're gonna end up with, so we'll find out. on the
Yeah.
29th.
It's gonna be like a surprise.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Waiting.
All right, we'll add that to the agenda for the work session.
I volunteer for the calendar.
Been a lot. You're like, I can't do anything. I figured.
The one meeting committee.
Okay. Did we? Okay. So now we're gonna move to
Committee.
Mr. Leland. Please come on up. Tell us about your policy.
So we're gonna talk about the wellness policy. So we had a first reading of this policy back in, it was about 1.5 years ago, somewhere in that general area. And the board, there was a number of things that the board did not like. One of the things that Mr. Cooper actually asked me was,
can you do all the things that are in this policy the way we have it listed? And at that time, I could tell him, no, we're not doing all of those things. So after that meeting, we went back, we took the old OSBA policy and we pretty much threw the thing out and started.
And wrote what
Yes.
you could. Good for you.
We started our own policy. And we looked at information from other districts. We looked at the OSBA policy. We looked at the requirements that's required by ODE and nutrition services. And then we kind of put this pretty short policy together. Then we gathered the committee that the policy says we had a committee just like that, including community members, PE teachers, curriculum staff, nutrition staff. We went disciplinary with everything we could. So we tried to get a really good representation of everybody. We had like 3 or 4 meetings and this is what we came up with. Make sure I'm getting all my talking points here. So one of the things that we did once we had this policy is when ODE did our nutrition services audit, they told us, we had them look at this policy and they said, no, that's a good policy. But they wrote us up because we didn't have a policy in effect because the other one expired. So we didn't have one in effect. And the other thing that he said is you have not done a 3-year evaluation. So you have to do an evaluation of your wellness policy every 3 years. So we did a self-evaluation on this to see how well this policy would actually rate, and it came up very good. And so we finalized this and there is one change to it that I noted last week, and on the second page, you can see where we redlined that out. That's actually an omission that was in the original OSBA policy and it didn't get carried forward to this, so that's why it's in there like it is. But this is what we got. And so the impact that wellness policies will have on students is it improves physical and mental health, enhances academic performance, it teaches them lifelong eating habits and health habits, and it reduces the risk of chronic illness. Impact on staff, it supports physical health, boosts morale and job satisfaction, reduces stress and burnout, improves attendance and productivity, and it strengthens role modeling for students. So that's the policy. Do you guys have any questions?
I'll ask you, Leland.
I do not have an answer for that question you asked earlier. That's so much on the curriculum side. I know that we made sure we followed all of the requirements by ODE. Now Bree might know. Maybe, no?
It just seems strange that it's under the title physical activity, but then it says only 50% of the time has to be actual physical activity. So the question arises, well, what's the other 50% if it's not physical activity?
I can give you anecdotal, because middle school, they have 2 periods out of the trimesters. So 2 of the trimesters, they have PE, the third they have health. Health is physical activity.
Okay.
But this policy also says at least 50% of the week has to be physical activity. So there might be some sort of issue with that wording there.
I think it might be, I'm around in our PE classes from time to time. Students are doing PE. You know, I think that might be just some protection language around, you know, students are making like health plans in their PE class and not actually moving around. Like, I think that would be an example of non-physical education in PE class. I don't believe that's the case in our schools. I know. Particularly, you know, Glenn Brooks and Heidi Lee at the middle school, they're getting kids, they're running that pacer test and moving them around. So, but
the more the merrier, as far as I'm concerned. And did it used to be higher? Did it used to be like 220 minutes?
I have
At some point, thought I remembered at some point this got lowered.
I mean, that NFL thing was 60 minutes, so.
And we can dig deeper in that for you and.
Yeah, it just seems overall wellness, it just seems like, there's got to be some real emphasis on actual, and I know PE, but seeing kids, and I'm sorry, this is I'm old school, but calisthenics, 10 or 15 minutes of stretching and calisthenics, that type of thing. And I know, I think first through fifth, they run laps and they have their, marathon, at the end of the year they give out, which my little granddaughter still about the third year in a row. But is there actual calisthenics and things like that going on?
They do a variety of different
Do
things.
they?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did look at the old policy. It did used to
And
be
I'm-
225.
Yeah, okay.
So it was higher.
So it seems like, yeah, instead of going this way, the stater, it seems like we're going down for physical activity. I think the nutritional plan is excellent. And I even get questioned all the time from the little one about, hey, that's not good for you. Okay. But yeah, I think it's great that they're aware even at that age, she's coming home thinking about it, so that's wonderful.
I just want to note, Leland, that I saw this policy on the agenda before I read the policy. And I was like already loaded for bear to fight me about it. But I do every single time this policy comes up. I hate this policy. And I read this one and I was like, well, there's nothing to fight about. This is really good. What happened to OSBA? How did OSBA get common sense all of a sudden? Now you tell me you threw theirs in the trash can and wrote it. No wonder I like it. Congratulations. This is a great policy. I can't wait to vote.
Is that a motion?
That is absolutely a motion to adopt Leland's wonderful policy. We have.
It was a whole committee. It was not just me. So
That. I agree with all of it.
Okay, well, we have a motion on the table to adopt policy EFA and a second. Do we have further discussion on it?
I'll just note that last section with physical activity. I'm not sure if it's realistic that we can actually do that 50% a week. Based on how our class schedules are structured. Mainly being some kids aren't doing PE trimester. So I don't know if that's actually achievable. Unless you're accounting for extracurriculars.
Did it say aggregated though throughout the school year?
Yeah, that references Division 22 standard, and we do have to meet that. So I know at the middle school, a couple of years, it's been tricky with schedules, but I believe we are in a place where the middle school team has figured out, it takes creative scheduling, but to meet those plans, so.
That's calculated over the duration of the school year.
If they say they can do it, let's do it.
Yeah.
At least for 2%. So,
I think that allows for schedule. If you don't have it one semester, or quarter, you make it up the rest of the time. I would assume.
But we'll do one typo too. Ready?
Go.
The very first wording of policy, can we change that to healthy instead of health?
Good job.
Yeah.
sure.
Does physical need to be capitalized? We're gonna go that road.
Are we gonna do this?
Happy with us once. Just
Quick,
make
quick,
this word
don't
again.
let them keep reading, there's an apostrophe.
All right, so we have a motion on the table to adopt EFA and a second
With a Y and a
With-
little P, part of the motion.
with a verbiage from health to healthy and from big key to little key. Do we have any more revisions or can we vote on that? Okay, Kelsey?
Yeah.
Scott?
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
and yes as well. Leland, nice job.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Good job.
That's the toughest policy that I have.
Wow.
We'll see you for the next year's revisions.
Okay, so we move on to 12.0 upcoming dates. We have the school board retreat, July 29th, 5:30 here at the district office. School board meeting, August 11th, 6:30 at the district office. Staff welcome back celebration, August 25th at the CCHS auditorium. Open house for the elementary schools is August 27th from 4 to 6. We have the open house for the middle and high schools, September 2nd from 4 to 6. First day of school, oh wow, for grades 1 through 6 and 9th is September 2nd. First day of school for the 7th, 8th, and 10th through 12th is September 3rd. First day of school for kindergartners is September 8th. And then the school board meeting is September 8th, 6:30 at the district office. Miss Tammy, did we have any public comments online or cards?
I have not received any cards. I don't know if Eric has anything online.
Eric, nothing? Okay, so I'm gonna save my verbiage on 13.0 about reading public comments and all the things there, if you wanted to make a public comment. And so at this time, I'm going to adjourn this meeting at 7:56. Thank you.